besides being considered two of the best footballers of all time. Lionel Messi and Pelé are tycoons who have earned a lot of prestige throughout their careers. But have you ever wondered which of these stars had the most luxurious life? In this video, you'll see a fierce battle between Pelé and Lionel Messi. So now, let's get to the fight. Before we get started, I challenge you. You have to click on subscribe and activate notifications, check the option all. But you have to do that in less than 5 seconds. You got it? And if you can, write in the comments #AllAboutSubscribe. Alright, let's get started. Most expensive mansion. Both athletes never skimped on real estate, but who had the most expensive mansion? Pelé, for example, lived in Brazil in a mansion in Jardim Acapulco, in Sao Paulo, a luxury condominium where Neymar Jr. also owns a house. The former player has already shown a little of his property during some interviews. The living room, for example, is a very large room with a light color palette, decorated with several works of art on the walls, and even has a pool table in the corner. But what is impressive is the outside area, a huge space that has a large swimming pool surrounded by green areas. And of course, there is a soccer field for when the former player wants to play soccer with his friends and family. And although it has never been disclosed what the mansion is really worth, to get an idea, the real estate prices in this luxurious condominium cost an average of $4 million. When Lionel Messi was playing for Barcelona, he lived in a house near where he worked. The player's property was located in a luxury condominium in Castelldefels, a town that is only 12 miles away from Barcelona. The residence that the Argentinian lives in with his family has an imposing white facade and is surrounded by a very green lawn. And because the mansion is located on top of the hills, it has a beautiful view of the city, while at the same time offering plenty of privacy for him to live in peace. On social networks, Messi has already shared with his followers some of his intimacy inside the property, especially the cute moments he enjoys with his children. The interior of the property seems to be very comfortable and cozy, perfect for him to rest after an intense training routine. The outside area has a lot of space and a soccer field, where he even posted on Instagram the first steps of his youngest. No doubt Lionel Messi's mansion can meet all his needs, being an excellent refuge for him and his family. And a curious thing is that it is speculated in the press that Messi even bought the house from his neighbors because they were too noisy, something super normal for a man as rich as him, isn't it? And although the exact price of the player's property is not known, to get an idea, there are properties in the same area that cost up to 10 million euros. And because we don't know the exact value of the two mansions, we'll consider this round a draw. Jet. Both stars love to travel in luxury jets, but whoever had the best and most sophisticated aircraft at their disposal? When it was time to travel to the most different places in the world, Pelé always used private jets for his trips. One of the aircraft used by the player is the Bombardier Global 6000, one of the largest and most modern jets in the world, with autonomy for almost 7,000 miles. With almost 100 feet long, this large aircraft can offer all the luxury you can imagine. Its interior can carry up to 18 passengers in great comfort. And according to ATM Jet, the company responsible for taking care of Pelé's chartered aircraft, depending on the destination chosen, a trip can cost around 75,000 euros. Lionel Messi, for his part, owns a Gulfstream G550, one of the safest and best performing private jets in the world, capable of reaching speeds close to the speed of sound. Not to mention its intercontinental range, which allows it to travel great distances without the need to stop for fuel. The interior of the jet is very comfortable and luxurious and can hold up to 19 passengers depending on the configuration adopted. And to get an idea of the price of this aircraft, some sources estimate that the player's aircraft is valued at around £12 million. Since Messi owns his little toy, he wins this round. Cars. Both players have always been passionate about cars, but who has owned the most luxurious garage? Starting with the king of soccer. Pelé's first vehicle was a Volkswagen Beetle, a vehicle that was very successful at the time, and that today, depending on its condition, can reach more than $15,000. Another of Pelé's vehicles was his Aero Willis 2600, the first to receive this vehicle as a gift for one of his victories. This vehicle, which at the time of its launch was considered a luxury, today can be found costing around $20,000. Pelé also once won a 1969 Mercedes-Benz 250 as a gift for his 1,000th goal. Today this vehicle is considered a kind of collectible and can be found today for over $25,000. Some years later he won a Mercedes 280S, another car that was very refined and imposing for the time. The vehicle is equipped with a 6-cylinder engine capable of producing a maximum power of 156 horsepower and reaching a top speed of 125 miles per hour. And it is no wonder that today, depending on the state of repair, the vehicle can cost upwards of $30,000. The soccer star has also been seen using a car that appeared to be a Mercedes 450 SL convertible, another collectible that can cost upwards of $40,000. Meanwhile, Lionel Messi has also been seen in several cars, such as Toyota Prius for $25,000, Mini Cooper $30,000, Audi Q7 $60,000, Mercedes-Benz GLE for $70,000, Audi A7 $75,000, Range Rover Sport $80,000, Toyota Land Cruiser $85,000, Cadillac Escalade $95,000, Range Rover Vogue for $100,000, Audi RS6 for $120,000, Porsche Panamera $140,000, and even a Maserati Gran Turismo, a legendary sports car made for those who like speed. And to own this machine, you may have to fork out around $200,000. And several sources speculate that he owns a Pagani Zonda, a sports car equipped with a powerful engine that can accelerate from 0 to 100 in an impressive 2.8 seconds and can reach a top speed of 217 miles per hour. And if he really has this sports car in his garage, he had to fork out around $2 million. And because Messi has more luxurious vehicles, he wins this round. Point for the Argentinian. Boats. Both tycoons have always loved spending time on the high seas, but who has owned the most expensive boat? Back when Pelé was the biggest soccer star on the soccer fields, he decided to buy a speedboat and named it Kelly Cristina after his first daughter. The boat is a Carbras Zareu 22 model, one of the most famous boats manufactured at the time, almost 10 meters long and able to carry up to 4 people. And although the boat was already very outdated, at the time it must have been worth a lot of money. Moving on to Lionel Messi. The player has been seen several times aboard beautiful yachts. One example is the yacht known as Inspiration, a Benetti fast model vessel that is 4 stories high and about 125 feet long, all of this combined with modern and sophisticated architecture. The interior is very elegant and comfortable, with 5 cabins that can accommodate up to 10 passengers, offering a great experience for all aboard. For when crew members want to relax and enjoy the sea breeze, there are several open-air lounges equipped with modern and ergonomic sofas. The yacht also has a swimming pool at the front and even a jacuzzi on the top floor. No doubt this vessel is capable of meeting the player's needs, and it is no wonder that its price is estimated at around $20 million. Likely that Messi would rather rent yachts than buy them, and could pay around $200,000 to enjoy this luxury for a week. Considering that Messi doesn't own yachts and Pelé's speedboat is quite outdated, we'll consider the round a draw. Points for both. Real estate portfolio. Both players like to invest a lot of money in luxury properties, but who had the most valuable real estate portfolio? Pelé, for example, owned some beautiful properties. In 1979, for example, Pelé bought a mansion situated on a 1-acre plot in the Hamptons in New York, one of the most luxurious and noble locations in the city, where several other celebrities also own homes, such as Beyoncé, Robert Downey Jr., among many others. The house, which faces the lake, has a beautiful brown facade with many windows, ideal to be able to enjoy the beautiful view of the coastline. When we enter the living room, we can see that the place is very spacious, with a kitchen integrated into the living room, besides having a double-height ceiling, which brings a greater feeling of amplitude to the environment. In all, the interior of the property has about 3,400 square feet, with 6 bedrooms, which have balconies that provide an excellent view and bring great natural light. And like every summer house, it could not fail to have an outdoor leisure area with a pool to cool off on the sunniest days. It is known that Pelé acquired the property in 1979 while he was playing for the New York Cosmos, paying about $156,000, equivalent to $600,000 nowadays. In 2018, he even sold it at a good profit for $2.85 million. Lionel Messi, on the other hand, had a passion for cars and enjoyed the beach with his family. He decided to unite these two passions and buy a property in the Porsche Design Tower, a building made for car lovers. It is an imposing 60-story building that has a spectacular view of the sea and has as its biggest differential the incredible elevator exclusively for cars, something very exotic and hard to find even in the most sophisticated and modern buildings in the world. And it is no wonder that this stunning condominium has been considered one of the favorite places for multi-millionaires and one of the most luxurious on the planet. The player's duplex property has approximately 3,200 square feet and is built with top-of-the-line finishes, such as the floor, which is all covered with beautiful white marble. The architecture of the apartment is composed of a light color palette, which brings a sense of sophistication to the environment. The apartment has very spacious and integrated rooms, with the kitchen facing the living room. It is made to offer more socialization to the residents, and it is no wonder that it is divided into only 2 huge bedrooms and 5 luxurious bathrooms. Another eye-catching feature is the large floor-to-ceiling windows, which not only provide excellent natural lighting but also spectacular views of the beach. The residents of this building can also enjoy a beautiful leisure area equipped with everything imaginable but pay a hefty price for this, something around $5,000 just for the condominium. And to live in Porsche Design Tower, one can imagine that it is necessary to invest a good amount of money. According to some sources, Lionel Messi needed to invest around $5 million in this beautiful apartment. Messi likes to own real estate on the coast so much that 2.5 years after he bought his apartment in the Porsche Design Tower, he decided to buy another property on the beaches of the state of Florida, a region that he seems to have liked very much. This time he bought the entire 9th floor of the Regalia condominium, a luxury building on the island of Sunny Isles Beach. This apartment is very similar to his other apartment, with its decoration in light tones, and with large floor-to-ceiling windows that offer a great entrance of natural light and a spectacular view. And since the Argentinian has purchased the entire floor of the building, he has the luxury of being able to enjoy an incredible panoramic view, something that tycoons like and value a lot. The huge apartment has a total of about 5,500 square feet, plus a spacious balcony of another 2,000 square feet, making a total of more than 7,500 square feet at his disposal. The residence is divided into 5 luxurious bedrooms and 5 modern bathrooms that provide the experience of bathing while admiring an incredible landscape. And if he is a foodie, he can enjoy a beautiful state-of-the-art kitchen, as well as a refrigerated wine cellar for over 1,000 bottles. Lionel Messi's property is definitely made for those who are passionate about beautiful views, since there is a huge window in every corner, not to mention the gigantic balcony that surrounds the entire property. And because this apartment has twice as much space as the other one, it cost the player even more money. According to some sources, Lionel Messi had to invest 7.3 million euros in the apartment. In other words, the Argentinian easily wins this round. Sources of income. Both soccer stars also had other sources of income, but who stood out more in the business world? Starting with Pelé. Because he is considered one of the best players of all time, he became a kind of celebrity known worldwide, consolidating himself as a sports icon. On Facebook, for example, he has almost 10 million people, and on Instagram he has more than 16 million people. And it is clear that all this visibility added to his gigantic authority in soccer and ends up bringing him a lot of money, since several companies are interested in investing to associate their products with the player's image. Among the brands that have already invested in advertising with Pelé are, for example, Puma, Volkswagen, Honda, P&G, MasterCard, Coca-Cola, Louis Vuitton, Subway, Emirates, and Santander, among many others. To get an idea of the value of these contracts, it is estimated that the watch company Hublot alone invested $500,000 to advertise with him. To make the Netflix documentary, some sources estimate that Pelé received about $4 million. Messi, on the other hand, is an entrepreneur who invests in many sectors. One of his favorites is the tourist business, as he owns MIM Hotels, a chain of luxury hotels with 4 units spread around the world. The unit on the island of Mallorca in Spain, for example, has a robust infrastructure facing the exquisite beaches of the city. Those who prefer to enjoy the snow can stay at the Baquera headquarters, a comfortable and cozy and capable of offering unique experiences. But the most luxurious is the unit in Ibiza, where daily rates can reach more than $1,000 for a single day. And Messi also has investments in other sectors, such as Bellavista del Jardín del Norte, a restaurant in Barcelona that he has invested an estimated €2.5 million. Already in the fashion sector, he founded 2019 the Messi Store, an online clothing store inspired by the player's style. The venture was founded with the support of Ginny Hilfiger, the sister of fashion mogul Tommy Hilfiger. And it seems that this new venture has been quite successful, as the brand's Instagram alone has over 2 million followers. One of the biggest sources of income for the player comes from advertising because he is one of the most famous celebrities in the world. Only on his Instagram, for example, he has more than 400 million followers, which makes him the second most followed profile on this social network. And it is clear that all this exposure ends up attracting the interest of several companies, which are willing to invest a real fortune to link their brand to the player's image. Among the companies that have already invested in Messi are, for example, Lay's, Hawkers, Pepsi, Gatorade, MasterCard, Audemars Piguet, among many others. His biggest and main sponsor is Adidas, a sporting goods company with whom Messi has a lifetime contract, which earns him about $25 million a year. And since Messi is currently expected to earn more than his opponent from his sources of income, points to him. Net worth. Both stars have earned a lot of money during their careers. But which of them has amassed the biggest fortune? Pelé, for example, was considered the highest paid athlete in the world at the height of his career. To get an idea of values, when he was playing for the New York Cosmos, it is known that he had a contract that revolved around $2 million a year, totaling $6 million over 3 years. And although this is a huge amount of money, it is a far cry from what top-level players are paid today. And different from what many people think, the king of soccer made a lot more money these days off the field than when he was playing, because the salaries at the time were much lower. In 2015, for example, Forbes estimated that Pelé made about $15 million that year, a sum that came mainly from advertising contracts. And while no one knows exactly what his fortune is worth, some sources estimate that he had a net worth of $100 million, while other sources say it could exceed $160 million. Messi, on the other hand, despite having several sources of income, his main one comes from his huge salary as a player. To get an idea of values, some sources estimate that playing for PSG, Lionel Messi receives a fixed salary of $45 million, but with some performance bonuses, this figure can reach $75 million. And it is no wonder that according to Forbes magazine, the Argentine was considered in 2022 the highest paid athlete in the world, earning about $130 million. Adding up all the money Messi has earned during his career, it is estimated that the amount has already exceeded the $1 billion mark, but due to high taxes, some sources estimate that the player must have a net worth of approximately $600 million. So there's no doubt that Messi wins this round. At the end of this fight, we have 2 points for Pelé against 7 points for Messi, who wins this battle handily. But if you think there are still other arguments to defend one of the two, write your best justification below. Hey, you like the video? So don't forget about leave your like and comment, and tell some suggestions of another videos, and hopefully we gonna do it. All about channel Dios to satisfy your curiosity.